Hello everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Ow, My Poor Hindsight. And in this part, it gets to the absolute worst degree.
Boy, I sure hope this part doesn't have anything spooky.
Eggs break webs. I don't know why.
That's spooky to me.
You've activated the magical conjuring. Fight to
No,
the
we're
safe
done with
color
that.
to create a shortcut.
You really love that. Oh.
Tootie says she's fine with me.
Wait, what?
If you go home, I'll set her free.
Yeah, it's a load of hogwash.
Yeah,
So what happened there?
I don't think it's actually going to work at all. That's just her trying to coerce us to leave once more. There's another dude we can get here, though.
Which I actually can't get now, because we pretty much have every power-up in the game, so the entire lair becomes our oyster.
Mm-hmm.
This is tricky.
Yeah.
There's no mountain high enough. Ain't no mountain low enough.
First,
ain't
you
no
gotta run
river,
this away.
river wide enough.
I love how Banjo covers his eyes.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's like, I don't want to look like going too fast.
Oh, that was a
nice.
close one.
That was close.
I just love I just think of the image right there. The moment I jump off that thing, the entire thing breaks as if we did that.
The impact of liftoff.
It's like a rocket launch.
Yeah. So,
Anyways, let's go collect that Jiggy.
I'm actually curious because we've seen in a couple interviews, of course. We've seen in a couple interviews, of course, that Grant Kirkhope has voiced some of the characters and monsters. Like Grant Kirkhope was, of course, Mumbo Jumbo's voice. He actually did the voice for the Gremlins, going "Rah!" Like when they see you. That's his voice as well.
Yeah.
He does also in this level. We'll be seeing he plays the flower pot ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
And
Yep.
but I wonder whose voice was lent to be Banjo and Kazooie.
I don't
Chris
know.
Sutherland?
You're feathered
Or
badly
wait, no,
that you've wrong. Useless like a pile of dung.
Ooh.
Did you know Wartbags keeps a dragon's foot in her pocket for luck?
That sounds
actually
pretty cool.
That
Yeah,
sounds
that
cool.
does.
Unless it smells.
I've also seen my sister cuddling her dirty undies in bed.
What's it with this fucking playthrough in dirty underwear?
You mean the sweaty yellow ones?
Is that
She's
her
really
only
proud
friend?
of her broomstick. It's a top of the range super gut lifter pro.
That's nice.
That sounds cool.
That sounds commercially viable.
Structurally sound.
But demeaning at the same time.
Anywho's, welcome to James's nightmare. Apparently.
Oh boy.
Yep, welcome to Mad Monster Mansion. The one level I can never remember the layout for the life of me.
It was the mash.
Yeah. So, yeah, welcome to our trademark spooky level.
This is probably my pick for my favorite level in this game.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Also, oh,
These two guests are rather dumb. Let's make sure they're unwelcome. That's kind of a stretch.
Who woke
Also-
Nappa while he's sleeping? I can't hear someone down there creeping.
Oh, he inherited Grunty's incessant need to rhyme, it looks like. But unfortunately, this is a case where, as it stands, we're not going to be able to get that bastard's Jiggy
unless
just
we come
yet.
from a
Or
different
can
entrance.
we?
Not yet. We need to come from a different entrance. Also, yeah, I didn't know you actually knew the name, Mickey. I doubted you. I said, yeah. So Banjo and Kazooie are both voiced by Chris Sutherland.
I actually just guessed because I remember it was like, oh, it's something that ends in Sutherland.
Yeah. So that's Chris Sutherland, who was
Wasn't
he. I believe he was another I don't think he was just a voice actor. I feel like he also did other things. But some
Oh,
of the
yeah.
other,
No, you're
I
thinking
think he
Keith
did.
Sutherland.
some of the other no, not Keith. So I'll say since we're gonna be in a slog for a while here because there's you can go
There's
almost
a
every
lot to explore in this level.
you can go in almost every window. There's the maze. There's a lot of spooky stuff here. But so some of the things that Chris Sutherland has voiced that we may not have ever touched upon. He played almost every voice in Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, by the way,
from-
screw these ghosts.
From the Kremlins going to
Or
Diddy
to the ones that go, oh!
to Diddy and Donkey Kong with the like the Tarzan yell that Donkey Kong used to have. That was Chris Sutherland.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to him.
But
He
yeah,
also played King K.
anyways,
Rool.
one of the
Nice.
biggest things about this level, the ghosts. You can't kill them outside of Wonder Wings.
Yep. So be careful.
No, I
And
think,
they
I think they're only in this maze, aren't they?
No, they're elsewhere in the level.
Yeah. Remember they're in the organ, the church?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
in
they're in
the
the chapel.
church.
They're in the chapel.
So Chris Sutherland...
Where's the steeple?
So to his credit, Chris Sutherland has always been Banjo-Kazooie. He, again, I guess we saw famously went on to be Lyuka and Laylee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for what it was worth, he did a fine job there, too.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not their voices that bother me.
It's not the voices that bother me, it's more so the characterization in that they're basically just Banjo-Kazooie again.
Yeah.
But with less defining personality. Really.
Gruntilda was played by Chris Seaver? Chris
Sever. Oh, Conker!
Yeah, Chris Sever was Conker.
Huh. To go
What do you know?
from an ugly old hag to a squirrel.
He also was Peppy Hare and Slippy Toad in Star Fox Adventures.
All
Huh.
right. I
And
forgot
Melee.
about that bit.
He was also Dr. Carroll in Perfect Dark. Pretty good. Oh, cool. He was the skeleton in Killer Instinct.
Oh, Spinal. Nice.
Yeah, he was Spinal.
Nice!
And he played Whiz-Pig in Diddy Kong Racing.
Huh.
Of course.
Oh, and I
got
did
some range.
Me.
And also, finally, Birdie.
Hey, Birdie.
Beardy.
Birdie. Let me
Birdies.
Actually, real
let me see
quick,
what else. I'm trying to see if I can find any that Hype would recognize.
I'm honestly making the most of this, folks, because again, this was a slog for me.
yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead. Hype.
Yeah. You were saying that the Sutherland voice was pretty much.
I don't know
the
what
voice
he's
of
talking
Banjo-Kazooie.
about. I love this.
Did he also voice? I was about to say, did he still voice Banjo in Diddy Kong Racing?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Oh, Banjo.
And he was
Whoa!
also and he was also Diddy Kong as well.
Oh, look at that. The sprite turned out to be a way to, oh.
Meh.
A turlet.
That's Microsoft in a nutshell.
A turlet.
A bouncing turlet with eyes.
Because everything. Why? Okay.
It watches you defecate.
He's sitting there going, I had to watch my friends, the sink in the tub, die of old age.
I love Burple Durples.
What? Don't get.
Wait, remember that?
Oh,
You
I thought
remember
that
that
was a good
episode,
idea.
Chowder?
No.
Bear is much too fat to fit in Longo's mouth.
And as
Wait,
for,
if that's Lago's mouth, then why does it show the top opening up and closing when he's talking?
he's going, yeah, I don't know. Also,
I need to clean myself of this filth.
Oh, it gets worse.
as for the voice of Bottles, he was voiced by Lee Ray, who was actually an artist for games like Perfect Dark and Time Splitters.
Huh.
And in particular, he was also a sound artist on Banjo-Kazooie.
Ooh.
So, multi-talented stuff. James can get.
Oh,
geez,
God.
these things are bigger.
Skeletal creepers.
Now imagine if that were to happen in, say, Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, God.
No, you know what? I remember now. Another thing that terrified me as a kid were, let's face it, the jump scare parts in Grab by the Ghoulies.
I never played Grab by the
I'll take your
Ghoulies.
word for it because I haven't played that myself though. I mean, considering I have the real replay, I should get around to doing
Me
that.
neither.
What happens there? Oh, we need to come back here with something else. See
We're
what
apparently
happens.
2 inches tall.
What happens is that there are segments of the game which, first of all, it's very arcadey. It just kind of was meh. That I will give nuts and bolts that. They were at least able to say, yeah, Grab by the Ghoulies did not do so well. Anyway,
It's the only joke that they use throughout the game.
that works. There's this section in Grab by the Ghoulies where every so often you'll suddenly enter a first-person mode and you'll start exploring the area like on a camera. You can't control it. You're just literally sitting there waiting. So now there's this anticipation factor, which just makes it worse for a jump scare to happen, which you then have to rapidly press multiple buttons to try and keep your heart from to try and like calm yourself down from the jump scare happening. And it'll be things like a moose head coming to life, going and like making this loud like honk, like yeah. Anyway,
Doesn't
so,
make the stock laughter sound effect in this game.
I don't think so.
The
No. It's like actually like it screams at you. It's like
Come to think of it, didn't Banjo make a cameo in Grab by the Ghoulies?
Did he?
Did
I
he?
want to say he did.
I think he did.
There was like
but-
this disfigured Banjo head that I remember seeing a long time ago that was related to Grab by the Ghoulies.
Oh, probably.
Oh, hey,
look,
it's
Oh,
a pirate.
hey!
Oh, like the pirate.
Well,
pirate.
hey!
He had a dream.
And a commemorative crow's shrunken head.
Uh-oh.
Sure.
When I was younger, I thought these ghosts were made of gelatin.
Man, if only booze worked like that. They do. Oh yeah. So the other thing is that bottles pretty much was bottles and everything else, and really the only thing I can find is he did appear in Blast Core at one point. I played a lot of that, but not a whole lot.
It's alright.
And he also the other thing that I can find, the only other thing I can find that he did voice wise was he played the chicken drumstick in Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we were going slightly back to the idea of things that scared us in video games.
Yes.
I'd have to say the first boss encounter in Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, the baby?
Chauncey?
Yep, Chauncey.
Really?
I
How come?
didn't find that terribly scary.
The screaming face he makes, specifically.
Oh, the big, like, in your
Combined
face
with the really simplistic, like, music, I guess, in that level. It's just, it's too much for me, okay?
That's fair.
Only a child.
Let's see what else I can
It's
find
only
here.
kiddo.
Let's see what else I can find. I'm actually curious. Let me see if I can find what other things Grant Kirkhope has voiced in. Of course, he's been Donkey Kong in pretty much everything.
Okay.
Everything up until Jungle Beat.
He was Donkey Kong in all the Mario vs. Donkey Kong games.
That was all just stock sound clips.
Or
Yeah.
Oh, that's why he was uncredited. Okay.
Anyways,
Sorry, yeah. Back to you, Hype.
Oh dear.
Because I was about
was
to
worth
say,
it.
I'm going back to the.
I would like to say,
I wouldn't really. I wouldn't say that really scared me as a kid, but kind of made me kind of tense. Was the face on Pete there in the final boss in World of Illusion?
Oh.
Yeah, that was a pretty creepy face.
Oh, that's right. That thing.
My Buddha, put up your useless spooky
Oh,
butt.
also, I did find out that it looks like he probably was in this game as well, but he was also Tip Top in Diddy Kong Racing.
I'd just like
Oh,
to say
yeah.
one quick thing about this particular Jiggy. You can technically get the Jiggy as soon as you enter through the front door. You just have to you have to tiptoe across the floor.
Very slowly.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's if that's about as finicky as tiptoeing to that snake with a Jiggy and Tooie. Fuck that shit.
Ugh, screw that one.
Apparently he was also King Jingling and Banjo-Tooie, and probably other things. It just
Jing
doesn't say.
Kingling. Also, what's inside that glowing window over there?
More on that later. Oh, okay. The last person I can find who's credited as any sort of voice actor, because I imagine everything else. Because that is something that they say is that is something that they that Grant divulged in that Game Grumps. I like watching because not only is it like just them kind of messing around with games, but it's also a really nice like casual interview of sorts as well.
Yeah.
He does also talk about how, like, as was the norm within 64 games, a lot of these sound effects are the exact same clips, just sped up, pitched up, down, like,
The Bowser Boo situation.
yeah. Or as well as the Ganondorf Poe laugh situation, which Seeley learned. The other voice actor who is credited for anything is Tootie and Brentilda by Evelyn Fisher,
Oh yeah, the composer of Dixie Kong's Double Trouble.
as well
Dixie
as
Kong's... Wait, really?
yes,
Yeah.
as she was that composer. She was also the composer for It's Mr. Pants.
Oh, yeah,
Did that game
I
even
forgot that
release?
Yeah, it did. Believe it or not, the original idea behind It's Mr. Pants is actually... It was originally supposed to be Donkey Kong Coconut Crackers, but by that time, well...
Rare
also lost
was
the rights
owned
to
by
use
Microsoft at that
DK
point.
characters. Well, for their exclusive titles, I guess, but...
Well,
yeah, no other choice. They just made a new character. They call him Mr. Pants.
As for the other characters, she played she played Black Orchid in Killer Instinct.
Oh yeah.
She was Pipsy the mouse in both versions of Diddy Kong Racing.
Why am I not surprised?
She was Tiny Kong and Wrinkly Kong in Donkey Kong 64, as well as the Banana Fairy Princess, which had a cute design. She was Vela Gemini in Jet Force Gemini, and in particular, she was the lead in Perfect Dark, Joanna.
Oh, of course. She's essentially the one female role that they can depend on for the most part.
She's
Yeah, but
basically the female voice actor from South Park situation.
Who also that's right. Oh, that's right. She also was Humble Wumbo, of course. Surprisingly, she was not Cameo. I actually don't know who played Cameo.
I never played Cameo. The most I know about it is you could transform into some kind of
It's
plant-looking thing
Ben
with
10,
Mumbo's
the
head.
video game, basically. But I enjoy it. I did like it. Some of the puzzles can get a little bit odd because they try to play with physics at times. Like, they're really trying to show off the power of the Xbox and stuff, but...
Yeah.
From
Didn't
what
it
I
have the
played,
Havoc engine?
I think so. But from what I played of it, I enjoyed it. They did a really cool job. Just... You could say the ending's a little bit disappointing because it's like... You would love if they did something where, like, oh, you're able to redeem, because spoilers, the whole story is that your sister, jealous of the fact that Cameo got the goody power and not her, she betrays everybody and wreaks havoc, but you don't get to redeem her. She just gets frozen and screwed over with the main boss as well.
That's a big old Ouija board.
Yep.
That's what they look like.
And there's a Jiggy underneath the glass, so guess what you're gonna have to do?
Lift up the glass? Or
No,
break the glass?
ride on the glass.
You silly, that would make sense. We
I
have
am
to
Tum
clearly
the
spell out...
Mighty. Solve the puzzle, and you can take this infernal thing that's stuck under me.
If you touch any of the grunty things, you take damage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or if you get hit by the ghost.
And be careful because the letters do reflect. The letters do rotate with the room. So if you saw that
Do
Z
they?
back there, yes. Well, no, I mean, like, they rotate. Like over there, that Z is not an N facing up.
Oh, right. I thought you meant that they actually swap around if you fail.
No. Also, that A in the very bottom is very, like, dickish, because if you weren't going for it, the camera just like, hey!
Hey!
You have to inch into it. Oh, jeez, Okay, I'm gonna stop talking for a while, because I've been talking freaking mind off
You know,
here.
I'm pretty sure this is the only instance in a video game that I've ever seen a Ouija board.
Dead offhand, I can't think of any other game that tried it.
Yeah, not even in Haunted Mansion they didn't do anything like this.
At last, the puzzle is solved. Take this thing. I am leaving this gloomy shed.
This is... Whoa. And
Or
this
he
is the
was a
part where...
ghost all along.
And this is the part where I'm like, oh gosh, I've been talking a whole lot. I should take it easy. We're only got half the video left. Hi,
Yeah, we're in here for the long haul.
Hi, talk about any experience you have with Banjo-Kazooie,
Honestly,
please.
what I mentioned... Honestly, what I've mentioned beforehand was really all the experience I've had with it.
Oh, that's right. I already asked that. That's usually my get out of jail free card. Is someone talk about their experience with it. So okay, different topic then. Okay,
I got
did
one.
anyone here ever try out Banjo Pilot? Because I heard there was like some
I have.
demo that went
No.
around.
That's a game I actually played a fair bit of.
Didn't
way
they
back
only
when.
release, like, the demo of that via, like,
Oh,
an
they had
emulator?
they had the full release and everything.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, Banjo Pilot.
I've never actually seen it in action.
Well, then I got something to show you guys later.
Later on, but I do have one subject that I would like to try and bring up. So we talk about spooky things. We're in Mad Monster Mansion, and we just worked with a Ouija board to get a Jiggy. Do you guys
Ow.
believe in ghosts? And have you ever had a paranormal encounter?
No, but not to my knowledge.
That's a good
Or
one.
I think that could classify as it.
I'm thinking actually.
Not really, but my friend Tara is definitely a heavy believer in the spooks.
What about you, Logan?
Oh jeez. You know, I feel like I would have had something happen. I just can't remember. I've had that experience where, like, you think you're alone in a room, but you very clearly feel like something.
You're not alone.
Like you feel something physical, like touch, like the back of your neck when like nothing was in the room with you. And like this did not feel like wind. This felt like a solid like force tapping you.
I'll just say this right off the bat: this would have been a whole lot easier if I was using
become
my
the pumpkin.
transformation. Yeah.
Rise, awooga, awooga, out of there! No. Okay. Sorry, I panicked.
Somebody get Uktar on the line.
Shut up! I panicked. That's what they do, right?
Uma chaka, uma,
Uma,
chaka,
uma,
I
Herman.
can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Sorry.
Okay, screw this. I'm done.
Oh god! Then you
Wait,
get hit,
what
then you
was
drown. You got hurt and
You
then
fell
you
on the
drowned.
floor and then you drowned.
No, he lost health is why.
Beak
Sorry,
barge.
Kazooie, there are only some locks that an egg will not
Big
crack.
barge. There you go. Oh wow.
And then my brain was like, Wait, that's all I had to do?
Yes.
Oh yeah, by the way, hello, Mr. Pot.
Everybody.
You look rather empty. How about I give you a little seed? You're very welcome.
No, Icky, it's not saying that. Actually,
I know that, but it's so funny.
Actually, they outright. Actually, in that same video, the Grant Kirkhope one, they actually outright talk about how like Nintendo themselves were like, it sounds like this, and he's like, do you really think we're gonna say that in a game? Like,
In a
Then they
game
went on
for
to make
kids.
Conquer.
we're not trying to. So apparently,
So Conquer's a different story.
Why is Banjo-Kazooie on the stained glass?
Because
It's a
apparently
secret.
that's a secret.
How did we how did we pass through the glass?
To be honest, I just did this out of pure dumb luck. And, well, look what I found. An extra life.
yay. But yeah, just in general, that whole thing is just a little odd.
Did you just... I just noticed the stained glass pattern on the... Wait, okay, so that one's normal. Okay, for a second I thought that the stained glass reflection was of regular stained glass and not the Banjo-Kazooie face.
Wouldn't that have been a weird,
That would have been a weird mix-up.
inconsistency?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's like, thinking back on it, but it's like, the whole thing about Nintendo being like, that sounds an awful lot like, do you think we would really put that in our game? My immediate response would be like, well, you did name Grunty's dog Big Naka.
You just named her... You gave her the last name of Winky Bunyan. Yeah, but that's in the promotional materials. You don't gotta worry about that in the final game.
I can imagine, like, their thought process is like, it's a good thing they don't know that what Winky Bunyan really means.
Do you think they actually caught him? No, you're fine.
We shouldn't tell them that her last name is Dick Butt.
So how does egg equal seed?
Honestly, Kazooie's eggs are about as fucking multi-purpose as, Mickey's, magical soap from the Legend of Illusion games.
Swiss Army eggs.
Basically. There we go.
Have I ever mentioned how amusing the fart sound effect was in this game?
Yeah, looking back on it, Rare certainly had a thing for somewhat, unhygienic sound effects. And it even dates back as early as freaking Killer Instinct, which, believe it or not, I only just learned recently, that game actually predates Donkey Kong Country by about a few months.
Wait, what game?
Killer Instinct.
Oh,
It predates DKC by about a few months.
huh.
It was literally one of the very first games where they used that oh so sexy technology that we call CG graphics.
Or pre-rendered graphics.
Easy does it.
Speaking of which, have you guys actually seen the whole Killer Instinct and like how much those graphics have aged?
I mean,
Oh yeah. Well, have you seen the new one? The new one that was
the
on
new
Xbox.
Yeah, I've seen
PS4 or
bits of the new
something.
one. I mean, I could definitely see that they changed a few things from the original trilogy, but original games. But at the same time, I mean, I definitely give them kudos for what they did.
The UI looks a little dated, like the menus especially, but like the characters, I personally, one that my friend and I like, we like the new edition of like that Japanese like grudge kind of like samurai wielding ghost or whatever.
Sadako?
Yeah, I thought she was a cool idea.
Oh,
You know what? You know what's weird about this level? It's not one of the taller levels in the game, but I still get a sense of height from that spire.
Oh yeah, and the mansion itself, it's nice.
It's weird.
Let's go get our transformation.
It's like, especially compared to the previous level.
Whoa, camera.
I noticed that they were trying to bar off his house.
Okay, can I? Oh, spooky eyes.
What were you saying, Hyde?
I noticed it looked like they were trying to bar his house away because it was surrounded by an incomplete wall.
She's aware of the power. Lord!
Somebody stop this madman!
Oh, I thought you were about to fall into a
Or else
rendition.
I'll have to kick him in the can!
I thought you were about to fall into a rendition of Somebody to Love by Queen.
Ooh.
Pumpkin.
Ah.
Mumbo proud of pumpkin spell. Make good soup.
No!
And by that point, we're running the fuck away.
Get away from the skullhead man.
Who would have thunk that the Skullhead Man would be untrustworthy?
Do you think he's from
Anyway.
Skull Monkeys?
No.
Oh.
Honestly,
Also,
he does kind of look like a deformed skull monkey.
so here's something that
He looks
James
like a
probably
cuter
should.
skull monkey.
So here's something that James probably should have done is open these pathways beforehand because the pumpkin can't do jack, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yep, it's
really
just
all-
it's just tiny.
That's really it. That's all the pumpkin is good for.
Am I the only one? Wait. I just realized all transformations in this game are technically smaller than Banjo's standard form.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part. That's not until the next game that they start really jumping into that.
Mm-hmm.
And as this level continues to prove... What the... Wait, how...
It's too high up.
What?
We have to enter that. We have to actually enter there from a different entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. But, yeah. Oh, okay. Can I have permission to riff on, I wonder what happened in 1881?
But what were you saying about
This feels like something that they would, like, make as a reference. Oh yeah, can I riff on one YouTuber real quick?
Okay.
I forget his name, which probably will help because I don't want this to be coming back as me bullying, but just like it's fine to me because I'll admit, okay, I'll submit as a fault.
Oh.
Back when I was in college and high school, I had a nasty tendency to get jealous of other people, like of their own success or of their own things where I would fail, and it sucked. And I will say I was kind of an ass for being like that way, and it just, I think it happened it was at one point in my life when I was like in the middle of college, and I was like, you know what, this is just this. Oh, by the way, that last wine cask I think has another Stop and Swab egg in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does.
The science.
It's just, we can't enter it right now, though. Honestly, I don't think you can actually go find these yourself until you beat the game.
No,
And
you can.
And the actual passwords to get them, I think someone only found by data mining. All right, let's try that challenge again.
Honestly, you say that though. I never needed passwords to get the Stop and Swap
really?
items. No, at least I don't remember it being that
Oh,
way.
it must be because that's right. That's right, Doy, because you mentioned this was the Xbox version, right?
Yeah, the Xbox. Yeah,
So they do-
They
so they did
changed a
just
lot
get
for
it.
this game.
That's okay. That's cool of them. In the N64 version, you had to enter in some weird password, and it was weird because the password would not glow. Like you had no like actual way of knowing if you did it right. Anyway, so I had this really horrible tendency to get jealous of things, and it would just drive me. I would feel angry at them. I would feel like I would start not liking things that were. It was just a lot, and it was just one day where I just had to think to myself, like, you know, this is just introducing negativity into my life. That this isn't good for me. This isn't good for other people. I should just stop like obsessing over that kind of stuff. And I can say that it's been a lot nicer not living that way. Musical puzzle. How do we start it again?
We have to go up to the I forget what it's.
Podium?
We have to go to the music. Go to the.
Oh,
There we go.
Mozart
Mozart plays with his. Oh, go ahead.
plays with organ with ease, but can you follow him on the keys?
Well, just gonna say this right now. Yes, because you are pretty damn slow with the keys.
yeah, I just ground pound them. But anyway,
It's
so
Simon, but you actually get to press the keys without learning the pattern.
so it's not that hard. Okay,
You know what? I see this though, and I'm suddenly reminded of the one puzzle from Donkey Kong 64 in the Frantic Factory. There was you had to play the organ as Link. You had to-
I remember that one. And it's a burping organ.
Yeah.
Watch me copy this tune and amazed I'll be.
But yeah, sorry. So back to the thing. So now that I've gone out of the way, that yes, I used to be like this, and this is why it was so funny to me. Because I'm like, gosh, this guy should just stop because this isn't how you should live his life. There was a guy who was a very avid fan of Rare and Grant Kirkhope and stuff, and he did not like the Game Grumps at all. Which I will always subscribe to the notion of. It's always fun to watch a Game Grumps. It's always fun to watch them play a game, unless it's a game you're very good at and you enjoy. And then, because if it is, then you're like, why aren't you doing the thing?
Yeah.
But all of the times, I just like listening to them because they just are genuinely entertaining.
They're just
I like
they're
their
just
chemistry.
better as a podcast than they are just an actual.
They really are. So, hey. So when they had Grant Kirkhope appear on by the way, this is so much easier when you kill the ghosts. So when they had Grant Kirkhope on the thing on their show, this guy, I forget his name. If you looked up, you would probably find out, but I'm not going to encourage it. Just he got severely pissed about it. Like he was the whole time in this video. He's like, Grant Kirkhope should have been on my video. I'm so much better at the game. They should have been talking to me. I should, and like to the point where he's yelling at.
Oh, so he was.
Oh, you're.
So he was pulling the dark side Phil argument.
You're talking about name and address withheld.
Yeah, no, that whole thing of like, no, it should have been me. Like, he was he's so bad. But what makes it incredibly like funny to me is just like he got so into his argument to the point where he's yelling in this basement, and he at one point picks up a lamp and just flat out throws it against the wall and just destroys it behind him. It looks like it was like an old lamp no one was using, but just in the sound editing, I think it was someone who was trying to over exaggerate it, but it was just like, and just like, holy crap, dude!
God,
like,
I never would have thought we live in a timeline where Dr. Robotnik lives in the flesh.
Well, no, and I'm just looking at this like, first off, that's a lot of negativity in your life. Second off, if this is how you're going to react when the guy who probably has never heard of you before,
Then maybe there's a reason why.
well, I was gonna say, because like, what would happen if Grant Kirkhope saw that? Do you think that would be like, oh, you're right, I should have been with that guy all along? Like, no, he's gonna look at it and think you're insane.
Or he would just say in a sarcastic manner, maybe I should have been with this guy all along.
Back in the gameplay department, you can't walk in this water. For some reason it hurts you. Unless you're a pumpkin.
Because pumpkins are thick-skinned and no insults can hurt them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, go ahead.
And when I was playing through this level, I thought for the longest time, like, that little manhole right there would actually have led to somewhere. Nah, it's just your way out.
Yeah.
Oh, darn.
Da-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Really? I'm on it!
Thank you,
We didn't
Patrick.
use any to begin with.
So...
Figured it was only a matter of time.
Firmly grasp it.
I forgot about this, actually. This is how
Oh,
you
right,
get
you
the second
can't actually
floor.
walk around on the rose bushes either, as Banjo.
Oh, that's right. And
They're
again,
too
if you didn't
thorny.
break the window ahead of time, you're not gonna be able to go in with the pumpkin.
Oh, and pray to God you don't die, like I did.
Hmm.
Because most, if not everything, gets reset.
But first, down the pipe we go.
Whoa! Nice.
Hey.
Whee!
Oh, we're almost
What?
done.
I should probably add a warp pipe
Maybe.
in post.
Probably.
So now, time the last thing on our resume, flush ourselves down the toilet.
Why?
Oh boy.
Happy landings, little one.
No!
Into the latrine we go.
Kazooie,
It's a good thing we don't have a nose.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that toilet belongs to Grunty. So
We're walking around in the bad guy's shit right now.
I feel dirty.
No!
Actually, that's actually. Oh boy. I joke about that, but honestly, they never go into detail as to what happens with Kazooie during these transformations.
I can't
he just-
believe you went in there. Now wash your hands, dirty
Wash them on
bear.
your hands.
Filthy bear.
Filthy bear. Yeah, wash your everything. But, you know, it's a good thing that he doesn't have a nose in this form.
tell me about
It's
it.
just a bouncy little pumpkin.
I have seen things. Hey, Mumbo,
With
you want to
orange
have that
squash
soup
in it.
now?
Anyways, let's go in this little mouse
Here.
hole and we'll find...
We're gonna meet a new person, James. Who is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Cheeto.
Ooh! It's a book.
He's dangerously cheesy, not that Cheeto, you dork.
Cheeto the spellbook you have found. Magic cheats I have for you.
Hey, that didn't rhyme. Hey, book brain. What did you say? You better not give my spells away.
Which lost book finders bear and bird are? Spells they have.
Show your bag, lady. Come on, but so he gives us some. He gives us cheats that we
Only
can.
one spell Cheeto can tell. Enter the code. Red feathers. On sandcastle floor in Treasure
yeah.
Trove Cove.
Unlimited red feathers.
Help you, it will. Hidden in there other spellbooks are. Them you should find.
They don't give you unlimited red feathers with that code. It just
They just double the amount you can own.
Yes.
Which is there is one other way to do that in the game. But that's later.
But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, for this playthrough I was only able to find 2 of the 3 Cheeto spells.
Ooh.
Okay, real quick, I just realized that is something interesting is that this game, like, okay, spoilers in 2E, he returns. In 2E, the continuity seems to play that it's just him, but what he just said there, it's like there are multiple Cheetos throughout the entire layer.
But there's only one in the next game.
Yeah, which I was like, huh.
I'm just gonna assume that Grunty just made the others into firewood.
Oh.
On that
Yeah, I
note,
assume that she just destroyed the other ones. Well, whatever.
Yeah, it makes sense. And he's like,
and then left this other Cheeto to survive just to mourn the loss of his brothers and his own goddamn intestines.
tell the other spell books what you just saw.
Anyway, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, next part we're going to go down to Rusty Bucket Bay, and unfortunately, from here on out, every other world we'll go through, all 2 of them, are 2-parters. So prepare yourselves.
It's Sly 2 all over again.
Yep. Till next time, everybody.
Fine, bye.
Thank you.